Hey everybody! Today I'm going to talk to you about the different camera settings in After Effects CS6, like when I double click on the camera here and it brings up all these different settings. So I just want to remind you that my name is Buddy Blackford real quick, and before I get into the camera settings, of course I've got another story. So I was at Subway today and I was just ordering a sub, and there was this lady ahead of me, and she seemed to be in kind of a bad mood, and was giving the sub maker some sass. So she ordered a sub, and I can't remember what kind it was. It was just a regular sub, nothing too fancy. But when she got the bread, she made the sub maker take the middle of the bread out, like scrape out extra bread and throw it in the garbage. And she said, "I don't want that crap, it's too fatty." So I was like, okay. So she starts making her sub, and then gets down to the end, and of course she puts a whole bunch of ranch on it, and then proceeds to get to the cash register and order a bag of chips and a diet soda. Now, I'm pretty sure chips are very fatty, way more than bread, and diet soda is even worse for you than regular soda. So, I don't know where this lady's coming from, but I really wanted to tell her to shut the hell up, but I didn't, because that just causes confrontation that nobody needs. But I just felt like sharing that story because it kind of annoyed me. Let's get back to the camera settings, and let's go over these other ones that I haven't gone over with you yet. So we've got the zoom here, and we've got angle of view and film size. Now there's also the focal length here that I went over already. So there, and I want to show you that there is this button right here called lock to zoom. Now I'll show you what's going on here. These properties here are connected to each other, especially when you have the lock to zoom feature added. Now I've got the preview button checked down here, so when I move some of these properties, they're going to show up in the in our comp panel here. So first I'm going to move the angle of view. I'm going to decrease it, and then just watch the pink cone here, so you can see what's going on. So I'm going to decrease it first. Stupid autosave. I'm going to decrease it, and you can see that the angle is actually changing, but the farness, or what you should call it, is increasing. The focal length, the focal length is increasing. It's coming way out here instead of back where it was. This is going to give you a lesser angle of view, obviously. Now I'm going to increase the angle of view, and now you get a wider shot, and the focal length is also lessened. See? Now we can come over down here to film size, and I'll show you what that does. The changes the focal length, or changes the angle of view and the zoom. So instead of changing the focal length when you change the film size, it changes the zoom. And there you get an idea of what the film size does. I'm going to hit cancel real quick so we can get back to our original settings, because you can't hit Control Z when you're doing that. So double click on your camera to bring up the camera settings again. And I'm just going to switch from a 50mm to a 15mm, and then you can see how the camera and all these settings change. Let's head to 135mm, and now you can see how all the settings are different. And just remember the angle of view and the zoom and everything like that when we go through that. And the zoom is here. You can edit. Remember, you can edit the zoom in your camera properties if you right click on the or if you twirl down in the camera in your layers panel. So let's go back to the 50mm here. Now if you enable the depth of field here and click on this checkbox, you get the new focus distance, aperture, f-stop, and blur level. Now this stuff is good for creating blurriness relating to how you can actually see. So usually if something's really close in your face, it's blurrier than whatever is farther away, especially when the point of interest is like farther away. So if you're focusing on something that's farther away, it's going to be less blurry than what you're focusing on in the front. I'll just show you that. I'll increase the focus distance here, and it is locked to the zoom, which I did not want to do. I'll head back to what I was at. I'm going to uncheck this lock to zoom, that way it doesn't mess with the zoom right now. So I'm going to increase the focus distance, and now you can see up here that the zoom and the focal length here is right here, and then at the end the thing that's extruding is the focus distance. So this is now where you're focusing, and now I have the focus right on the green guy. Now if I increase, oh man, what did I do? If I bring it back out real quick, I must have hit the buttons on my mouse. If I increase the aperture here, you can see that everything that's not being focused on is starting to get blurry. The guy in the front and the guy in the back. Now when I move my aperture, my f-stop also follows suit. The f-stop will go up and the aperture will go down. Now you can increase or decrease this blur level here to increase the intensity of when you move your aperture or f-stop. So I'll just increase this up to like 234 is what I put it at, and if I just increase this a little bit instead of a lot, it's gonna blur even faster. Now the units here, you can change the way that these units are I don't know, labeled, I guess. I don't really see why you would really want to do it unless someone brought to you a bunch of camera settings and had them in a different set of units. Everything is usually measured in millimeters because that's what film size is usually measured in. And the horizontally, vertically, and diagonally, I just keep it on horizontally every time. So I'll just cancel, and I'll show you one more thing real quick. If you twirl down here in your camera options, you also have these settings. You've got the depth of field, you got the zoom, you've got the focus distance, aperture, and you can use those to do different kind of camera moves like rack focuses and things like that. So that's an overview of your camera settings, and now hopefully you understand how to use your settings a little better to figure out what you need in your camera. So thanks for watching this one, and I hope you guys have a great day and make some awesome stuff. See you guys later.